we're gonna get involved here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Between the Sharks. As often happens here at Between the Sharks Garage, one project begets another. We are like halfway through, no, not even a quarter of the way through getting the fender actually built to fit the body, but I have to lift the car up, so I gotta build basically a jack plate for this lift. Now, if you follow the channel, you'll realize I've needed one of these for a while. All summer, I had different cars up on the lift. The 54 got a ton of work up here, and I had no way to jack the car up once it was on the lift, which is currently still the case. What I need to do to finish my current project is take this tire off, which means I've got to lift this thing, and as you can see, there's nowhere to put a jack and have the car up in the air. Like, I can drop the lift back down and then use some jack stands and lift it up, that kind of thing. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to work at like working height, considering I spent all the money to buy this lift? Yep, sure would be. In addition, what a great opportunity to put my brand new Evolution saw to the test. Not sponsored, paid for it with my own money. Wasn't given a unit to test or anything like that. I'm a nobody. I mean, you guys know that. So I've got 1/4 inch by whatever that is, 1.5 inch angle iron, which should be more than strong enough to make a lift plate thing, a majig. And yeah, we're gonna get involved here. So I've been putting this off for a long time, obviously, because it's now January and I needed this thing in the summer. But today, I think, is the day. And now I have this, which I did not have in the summer, which may be why I am much more willing to take this project on. Otherwise, I would have had to use my abrasive saw way back then, and I probably thought about it, and then I probably thought, nah, I don't want to do that. So let's get after it. Basically, what we got to do is make a plate that will go between the two I-beam channel pieces that hold the car up and can support jack stands and or a bottle jack or whatever. Sometimes they have, so when different lift companies sell different madoodles that go in here, there are some with like an air jack and all that stuff and rollers that slide down. They're very expensive. I'm sure they're absolutely lovely. The alternative is like a tray that will hold weight, basically. They range from like $400 if you get them from Summit to 100 and change if you get them from eBay. And I feel like if I'm gonna be lifting my car while it's on a lift, a $100 version from eBay, well, you know, that may not be where we wanna save money. In addition, I'm impatient. In addition, I got some material. In addition, let's just get the hell after it, right? So, I need a couple majiggers. 40.5 is all in, side to side. So let's just, so we're gonna cap it on each end with this stuff, which means 40.5 minus 1/4 minus 1/4 is 40 inches. Probably wanna be a little shy of that. So let's do it. So I just jammed these things out here to see how they would work. And this is a very convenient truth. Right now, that is at 39 inches from the ground. This is at 37.25, which if we do the math, adding a 2x4 to this will make it pretty darn close to what we need to keep it kind of level-ish. Maybe a 1/4 inch off, we can live with that. It'll be all right. Marking that right at 40, and I'm gonna take the blade right through the center of that, so we'll be just shy of 40. Gang, I'm measuring both sides of the saw here. Stop messing with me. With my little 2x4 spacer here, we are dead level. 38 3/4, arbitrary number. Level, what I mean is equal here and there. Don't you know what I'm saying? So, what a huge win. I have a dead man, which is a contraption, what like is adjustable up and down, but I can't find it anywhere, and it's driving me nuts. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I love this thing. Yeah. The reason I didn't do this summer, the abrasive saw. Guys, I love this thing. The reason I didn't do this summer is it was cutting stock this thick was such a pain in the butt with the abrasive saw, and my bandsaw just kept throwing blades because it's old and crappy and was cheap to begin with, and it's worn slap out. 240 bucks, holy smokes. Yeah. Wow. 15, 20 seconds. Do you know how long? It would have taken it like a day and a half on the abrasive saw. So gang, we're doing some design on the fly, which is standard operating practice around here. Got our two pieces cut. My guts are to arrange them in this manner with the L kind of in an L shape, as opposed to vice versa and flipping it over, so that my jack stands are corralled and don't go sliding off. So the plan here is to take my leftover pieces when I decide my distance about how far apart these should be, weld it on right there, and then that lip should hang off the lift behind me and hold this whole thing up. I'll be able to slide it up and down the length of the lift. Now, what I need it to do is I have 2-ton jack stands and 3-ton jack stands. These are about 7.5 edge to edge, and these are about 7. So whatever my contraption is that works for the 3-ton should work for the 2-ton. The last bit of issue is this bottle jack. I need the bottle jack to be able to go just about anywhere, but it is not wide enough. So I threw in this 1/4-inch plate, which was near perfect, and I could have just made a piece and made that like a solid tray thing. Way more overbuilter than the ones on eBay, I'm sure. But down at this end where I need it, it's just a 1/4-inch or so shy. All right guys, rain's back, so we're just gonna get right after it. 8.5 inches seems to be my magic number. Let's go use that saw 2 more times. We're gonna cut 2 more 8-inch pieces. I love this thing. I love this thing. Square. Yeah, man. Yeah. Something just like that. All right, gang, that's the mess from our Evolution chop saw. We're gonna clean it up real quick. Show you a little trick. Grab yourself a magnet. This is a big Harbor Freight doodad. You know you got all the welding magnets and stuff around too if you're doing this kind of work. Take your magnet, shove it in the bag. There we go, all cleaned up. Pardon the rain, team. It's just the world I'm living in today. I made myself 2 8.25-inch jig blocks. This is 8 inches. That gives me an 1/8 inch here and an 1/8 inch over yonder, so that I don't have to chamfer or bevel this edge, but I get plenty of meat to weld to get plenty of penetration so that I don't drop my car while it's on the lift, because that would be bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and run some diagonals real quick, like check for square. The welder's whistling away. I'm gonna go ahead and give this some pretty good tacks, and then we're gonna test fit it, because boy, have I ever made that mistake before, going full ham on these things and then realizing I measured something wrong somewhere along the way. How'd we do? Not bad at all. So we got a little bit of room, can slide, but it's not going anywhere. Like not falling. Slides pretty reasonably. All right, let's weld it up. All right, pro tip, gang. Make sure you unroll the cuffs of your jeans before you do some heavy welding like that. I'm not sure Converse are the correct shoe for the situation. If you want to increase the odds of setting yourself on fire while welding, wear a tattered shirt like this. This is basically kindling. I'm actually shocked that I'm not on fire yet. It's all right, it only comes as a surprise the first time. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Well, never seen that happen before, but it happened now. So we're gonna just re-spool our wire and we'll be back after these messages. All right, never seen that before. When it broke, can you guys see that? It made that hook, and that was on both sides. Like it snapped, and it was, you know, two weird hook things. I don't know if there was a weird like half square knot thing in there. I was gonna say, never a dull moment, but that really didn't qualify as excitement. All right. 1, 2, 3, karate. All right, while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and put a center plate in this thing because I think it's gonna see a ton of service. Really don't think it's gonna need it, but it can't hurt, and we're sort of set up. So I'm gonna give that thing a go. It says it can do 1/4 inch plate. My guts are to cut it vertically though, because it also says that it can do 4 3/4 vertically. So we're about to find out, aren't we? All right, we're all set up in there, got it marked. Shouldn't be an issue, we're about to find out. Standard cutting tool rules apply here, it seems like. Just don't force it. And with this saw, man, you couldn't force it if you tried. With my abrasive saw, you can put your like whole elbow into it and still not really get anywhere. And you're noticing that I'm picking it up because it's not hot at all, like not even a little bit. This edge is, you know, a learning cut that I did on my fancy Best Start plasma cutter, which would be my alternative tool to cut this, considering the bandsaw is toast and the abrasive saw would take forever. Man, I just wouldn't have done this project without it. Proof. Look at the videos of the Chevy from the summer. Needed this, didn't make it. Instead, I worked on the ground. That's like how little I wanted to use the abrasive saw to do this work. All right, that'll do it. All right, all right, all right. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Where am I going? Right here. Let's give it a whirl then, shall we? Hi-ya. All right. I mean, the goal here is to get that tire off the thing. I can get it off, you know, off the car, off the lift so I can get it off the car. The question is, are these jack stands gonna be tall enough? That'll be a thing to figure out there. Yep. Make sure the wheels are chocked before we do any more of this. All right, we can jam that guy in there. All right, here goes. Let's see how much it bends. It's seeming like not much at all. That side's off the ground. Whoop. This side's nearly off the ground. Let's go ahead and get them both. All right. All right. I mean, at this point, I can settle it down. The weight is in the center of this thing, and it is not giving it up. So once I lower it down, the weight's gonna be way out by the ends, and there will be a lot less torquelation on the situation. So let's just see how she does. Look at that. All right, gang, check it out. Wheels off the ground. Jack stands, jack standing, jacking. This is gonna come in very, very handy. I mean, as you can see, the frame is not over the rampy doos. So, man. All right, gang, let's give it up for the hero of the day. I would not have done this project were it not for this saw, and it made it super easy. I'm not sponsored by this company, but I will share a good tool anytime a good tool comes around. If you don't believe me, go back to the 54 Chevy videos from the summer, because rather than build one of these things with my abrasive saw or fight my bandsaw into like trying to work, or using an angle grinder or a Sawzall or anything else I have that can cut 1/4 inch steel, the process of getting set up for that and cutting the steel would have been so unpleasant in my mind that I chose to drop the car down and put jack stands on the floor. And that's how I did the work. Like, to avoid cutting steel, gang. Also, in the last video, I was talking about the reasons I wanted it, so that I could set it up inside if things were raining and all that stuff. All of the things that happened today. I had a project, Hot Johnny, that just had to get done to keep my other project going. It was pouring outside. It's been raining all day. It's super gross. All I did was take it off the table so that I could run some longer stock through it, and got the project done. So I'm just thrilled to have it. I'm thrilled that I spent the money on it. Again, I'm not sponsored, but if you do this kind of stuff and you're ever in a place where you're like, man, I don't want to do that project just because it's a pain in the butt to cut your material and all that stuff, then you should consider this. I don't know if the sale's still on, but I paid 240 bucks shipped to my door. So yeah, it's a huge win. So I'm gonna go ahead and order another blade so I have one on the shelf, because even if I blow the blade up, the tool, it's just that useful. It's proven it to me today. It exceeds my expectations. I can't say enough about it. So thanks for watching Between the Sharks. Good luck on your projects out there, and we will see you next time. I'm about to get back to last week's video, so that's weird. All right, see you next time.